In the last episode, while riding across the Texas desert with a one-legged giant, Bert broke his bike, and we were in big trouble sitting out baking in the hot West Texas sun. So we called a guy that has a horse in the back of his truck to come rescue us, and he drove an hour and a half from Odessa to come throw some stranger's bike in the back of his truck to take us back to Odessa where we had just left. After waiting for the shop to open on Tuesday, Bert rode his motorcycle down to the shop to see what they thought of it, and the news was not good. While we were waiting on parts from Honda, Mike, one of my viewers that lived in Midland, came by and rescued us from our boredom and fed us and entertained us the whole day. That's not bacon.
He goes through explaining about them windmills. That is the most accurate description of them fucking windmills I've ever heard. Because, you know, a windmill, I don't know how many millions of dollars it takes to put one of them up, but it will never, ever pay for itself in its lifetime.
Right.
It will never produce enough energy to pay for it, and the maintenance it requires to take some of it.
So I had this crazy idea of how to fix my leg with some PVC, just some cheap plumbing parts from Home Depot. Sit on the bird, and then start cussing up a storm.
This one was slightly down.
Doesn't feel that heavy.
It's a pig, but it's kind of an all-purpose kind of guy.
Bumper.
It don't do nothing well, but it pretty much does everything okay. Shortly after Mike fed us the first time, he told us that he had a Ibex 450 sitting brand new at the dealership, and while we were waiting for them to put it all together so he could ride it home, we tried out a few bikes, and Bert is wondering why he didn't get a bigger bike at this point. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's given up on the 300. But certainly there's maybe other more capable bikes out there with bigger, maybe faster situations for him down the road. But yeah, I think it's always good to look at other bikes just to compare. And of course, Mike has got some great stories about the Tat. He actually rode the Tat about the same time I rode it on a T-Dub just like this, TW200. Did you wheelie it around the parking lot or no? Not yet? I mean, it sounds okay. It's not leaking oil. I don't see it burning anything.
Not yet.
Got some meh tires on it.
Chinese copies of relics.
Okay. Well, we'll follow you wherever you go, and just don't lose us at the lights. We did have a bit of a problem keeping up with him. He hammered it out of the dealership, and we caught up with him, and I guess he figured, yeah, we're slower than he is. But he took us back to the man cave. He had a kind of an interesting collection of eclectic motorcycles. This is a Aprilia Touareg, and that scooter over there is of a Vespa 300 that he's taken on the Cannonball from Oregon down to the Gulf of America in Texas. Should be an interesting ride. I didn't know that there was a scooter Cannonball, but now I know, and he's going to participate, I think for the first time. But yeah, he's got a bunch of adventures going on. Very unusual for somebody that still works full-time. But he also had a really interesting little purchase that he made with the helmet and tank, the Captain America back there on the wall.
And I don't know if this story's true or not, but that's Jack Nicholson, Peter Fonda. He said he had a girlfriend. He bought this. He paid $5,000 for this helmet. And his girlfriend got Windex out one day. He was cleaning the West Texas dust off of it and damn near rubbed the signatures off of it. He said, "Do you want the helmet too?" I said, "Well, no, I ain't giving $5,000 for it." He said, "No, just make me an offer." I just looked in my wallet and I had $350, so I paid $350 for all of that.
That's great, man.
I don't know if the story's true or not, but it looks
good.
good.
No, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And we could probably do some kind of imaging here to figure out if that is actually.
Yeah.
That's great.
I don't know.
I've been in some massive houses.
Go ahead.
Well, got the engines torn down. I've got the piston and jug apart, the cams are out, all the top ends down. It's pretty destroyed. The parts should be in Friday at the latest. They could potentially be in tomorrow. I don't know where they're coming from, either Atlanta or LA. $350. They're not charging me anything for working in the shop for teardown. They're not charging me anything to put it back together. So I'm doing the labor, service manager's helping out. It's a pretty unbelievable deal. The hardest part was getting my phone updated to get an Uber. That took 2 hours.
Piston, rings.
Piston, oh, the rings, the top rings are gone. The oil rings there.
Catching up on some Motor Giant in the man cave in the desert.
I was him that called me. He's down my crashing cars.
CRF Moto! What do I gotta do? The kill switch is the start switch. I did a quick review of my 2-mile test ride. It was shockingly smooth, but it did not have a linear power delivery. It was kind of more like a dead spot in the middle. Real torquey down low, and it took off again about 5,000 RPMs, and kind of surprised you, but it was kind of dead right there in the middle. Really odd. I wished I could have ridden this the Vespa, but I could not turn the handlebars. My knees came up too big, and I was afraid that I was going to crash. Typically don't ride motorcycles that I can't turn, full lock on, and this is one of those bikes. But pretty cool. Cannonball scooter. And of course I got a chance to ride the Touareg. First time on a Touareg, and I was impressed by this, and it's one of those bikes that I really shouldn't ride because they make me think maybe the T7 is not the perfect bike for me. This is a maybe a winner over the next bike. I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of exotic bikes with exotic parts and exotic maintenance and unobtainium when it comes down to it. So probably not going to be in the future. But it was good to be able to get on the bike and give it a shot riding around. He actually lowered this bike. So it makes me think it would be an even better fit if I wasn't so paranoid of breaking parts, which I normally do on all my bikes. But yeah, that was a fun little ride on the Touareg. Finally got a chance to ride one of those, so it was a really good day here.
I see that. My dad
I was going to ask about that earlier.
High school wood shop table
Yeah,
saw.
I was going to say.
All right, how wide?
Don't have to be straight. Now we're going to have to melt this, because what we're trying to do is put a skid plate on this to keep my foot peg from catching on this plate right here, which is what I just cut off. I just cut off that nasty pile of shit rags that was around my ankle or my socket base. So whatever we got to do, we just got to find something to maybe melt this, shrink the bottom end down here, and expand the top end to fit this plate. So just do it. Hurry up. What are you waiting on?
I'm thinking about cutting here and here.
No, don't cut anything. Expand. So we're going to expand. I mean, we may have to cut that a little bit, but it's probably going to be tapered. So You got any hose clamps?
Here we go.
Alright, so I feel like I got a pretty good start yesterday on the leg. Let me show you what I did. Kind of just molded some PVC plumbing pipe around, and that kind of twist on pretty well. And my attempt today is going to be wrap some rubber on the inside and the outside of this thing and see if I can keep it snugged on there. I mean, it stays on pretty well, but it doesn't take long till it kind of shakes off, so that's probably won't work while I'm riding down the road, but it's pretty close. But we'll see what happens here. So I started wrapping it on the inside, hoping to protect the top part of this thing. Maybe we can work it down through the bottom and then slide this thing out. We'll see. I know there's probably a lot of you going, man, it's so jackleg, why are you doing something like that? And I'm saying, yeah, I do what I can with the tools that I have. Right now, I'm lucky to have a saw, which we used at Mike's yesterday. And I had an assistant, and I had gloves, and I had a heat gun. Worked out really well, I thought. And this is all inner tube. I've been talking about carrying inner tubes for some time now, just because they're very versatile. And looky here. That seems pretty snug. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and wrap another one around here just to secure that one. And maybe go this way this time. But so far, it lasts more than 3 of my bumps. And maybe I can go just a little bit tighter over that. We'll see. Well, there is the finished product. In case you don't really know what that's supposed to look like. I don't know what it's supposed to look like either, but it looks relatively secure for now. This little piece of rubber band from Law Tigers, has been holding my Allen key on here for some time. Works pretty well. What I may wind up doing is just getting maybe some stiff rubber bands if this doesn't work out. But this is really thin stuff, and it fits underneath and slides through this little guy here. So I'm thinking it's going to work for now. Now let's go to the Honda shop and check on my boy Bert. I don't think you're supposed to sit on them when you're working on them.
All right. You know how for some reason when you're married, you feel like you can yell at your wife and belittle her and scream when you're upset, but you shouldn't be. You should just deal with it.
that's where I'm at right now.
Okay. What's she doing?
No, you would be my wife in this
Oh, okay.
situation.
I'm the wife. Okay.
So I'm not.
What did I do wrong today, honey?
You didn't do anything. I'm the one that's got the problem.
Okay. So you want to
So-
scream at somebody? I'm handy.
Yeah, but this
Okay.
is the beginning of the trip, and I'm not doing that.
Okay. Good.
So Brandon was able to pull the throttle body loose from the airbox and the head
Right.
without.
Cracking it.
Yeah, he basically pulled it out of there, but it's not going right back in again.
Did you lube it up?
I did.
All right.
But it's still tight. I've
Okay.
loosened the airbox. It's just a matter of,
Well, you got it in the head.
yeah, but
Head's easy.
that's
The box is a
50%.
hard thing. It's
Yeah,
always
so now
been
I'm trying
hard.
to get my not little Japanese hands under here to.
Well, look,
To
I
do
got
this.
I got some long fingers. They're not
So-
particularly thick.
I'm just saying that on camera because I'm about
Okay,
to go
yeah.
silent.
All right. Looks like you've already busted your knuckle.
I know. I don't know how that happened.
I mean, do you feel confident about everything else? You've already.
Yeah, Brandon's already.
Yeah, and Brandon's, he just barely left, and so we,
It's turned over. It's fired up.
it's ran on carb clean.
Oh wow.
Don't say that on camera. I was very much opposed to using carb cleaner to fire it up the other day.
Or ether.
Or
Or
ether.
anything other than
Yeah.
Oh
gasoline.
well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
we,
fine.
we've been through that already.
Yeah, that was my issue. That was my-
He's come to Jesus on that. So
Yeah. Ooh, making progress.
is that a non-standard boot installation tool that you're using?
Yeah, this is a dull implement here. This is.
Kind of like
Ooh.
the guy using it.
Yes, sir.
Did you put your clamp on there already, or?
No, I took the clamp off to give me
Is
more
this-
room.
Okay, gotcha.
It's pretty good there. See, I do work well under pressure. I mean, my plan is just to get it back together with everything with as much space as possible between everything. And wash some clothes, take a shower, and leave.
Like tomorrow when it's raining and 48 degrees.
If that's what it takes. Yeah, this is all so new.
What's new?
All of this is new, you know? I mean, I've never worked on this motorcycle or any other motorcycle.
Well, hopefully it's a lot less complex than other current vehicles.
Yeah, it's not complicated. The hardest part is having the room to move around in here.
Just screw it all the way down. Probably looks like you burnt the ring or you burnt the piston, so it's scraping all the way down.
So, what I would recommend, so you're wanting to go to Alamogordo.
Yeah.
What I would do is go north from Odessa on 385.
Mm-hmm.
You can either cut across from Andrews to Eunice and get over here to the highway and go to Carlsbad.
Okay.
Or you can go Andrews to Seminole and go to Hobbs. And then you can go to Lovington, or you can go across to Carlsbad, either way. But then you get on 82 and go across.
Okay.
So it might be easier to just go from Odessa to Seminole to 62